Hello everyone, welcome back to another Honga Star video. It's been a while. Yes, the Cipher video came out late because I actually tried to pull for her and then I want to make a video on her, but you can guess what happened. What's happened is I lost to Wild, so we did not get her instead. So I'm just gonna be borrowing someone else's, see, take a look at that. So I'm just gonna be borrowing in someone else's Cipher and then we're going to just review that. Alright, so without further ado, because we have a lot to talk about, let's just get right into the video. Her skills and ultimates, right? So her skill goes around this coin debuff thingy that you can see on the enemy when you're using her skill, and these coins are actually called the if I remember correctly, it should be patron. That should be the name. But basically every time Cipher does a skill or basic attack, it will actually add these debuff on the enemy, and the more of these patron debuff that you have on the enemy, then the more they will take damage when you use her ult later on. Alright, as you can see here, her ult basically deals true damage. This is another thing why she's good with Akron, because she can also deal a little bit of a true damage that way, and it's distributed as well among all the ability that got this debuff. Now on her skill, you can see that other than that, she also weaken enemies damage with her skill, the magnet pulling type of skill, and she also increased her own attack by 30%, but this lasts for 2 turns, which means you only need to skill every 2 turns. You don't need to skill every single turn, which means she can be SP positive, right? She can be skill point positive. So another thing that we like about Cipher is the fact that here, if you see in the bonus ability, there is also tally of a non-true damage, which means she's going to deal a little bit more damage when your ally is doing non-true damage, which usually is. Another thing that we love is because of the crit damage. So her third bonus ability, speed. That's why you want to build speed on her. Gaining 170 speed on her gets you 50% crit rate, which means you almost never need to even be crit rate in the first place. You can just go fall in on speed and crit damage, which makes building her much easier. And the tally, maybe the tally is actually what is the coin debuff thingy, is going to be gained as well. So if you can build more stack debuff on the enemy while having more crit rate, while being more easy to build on crit damage. That's why she's also easy to build, though you have to mull for speed stats. That's the min-maxing there. Other than that, everything else is just normal, right? The speed, you have some quantum, you have speed, and you have some effect hit rate as well. Go to Eidolons real quick. So Eidolons wise, as always, E1 is okay, to be honest, because it increases the tally damage, right? And again, the more tally you have, the more damage is going to be on enemy, and more damage on follow-up attack. E2 hits for more base chance. That's basically it. So there's a base chance increase of 120%, increase damage as well. So basically E1 and E2 purely focus on damage. E4 basically for that patron thingy, it deals even more damage, and finally E6 is just basically making her more broken, because you know the non-overflow damage is tallied, which is crazy, 16% of that. And then 20% of the clear tally is returned after using ultimate as well. Usually it's 0, but yeah, and then the fucking follow-up attack is literally added by 350%. So E1 is enough, E2 is enough. No need to go to E6, but her light cone is much more better. In this case, if you take a look at her light cone, because we haven't talked about her light cone increases speed, which is a very good thing, because you need speed on Cipher, right? You want to make it the light cone made her building her much more easier due to this, and the fact that there's another debuff, which is a death decrease, meaning more damage. Basically that's it. You can read the rest on your own, but basically it gives Cipher more speed and more debuff as well. First of all, yes, if you have one like me, you can cope with the wild light cone. If you're unlucky like me, yes, you can cope with the wild light cone. Else, you can even use you can kinda use click on before the tutorial mission starts if you haven't used the light cone a little bit, just to get a little bit more energy. But it's not recommended, to be honest, because most of the time you'll have like more better option than that, right? Bonus courier is okay if you have it, because it will deal more damage, but again, we don't need crit rate, we need the crit damage here. That's basically it, and we have to reduce death. That's why we will get the more damage there. No, I don't think Fermata is a good thing for Cipher, just because the increase of break effect is kinda useless on her, and the fact that shock and wind shear is also useless. This is also the same goes for the Luca LC, so go away from these DOT light cones. What you want to focus on is either the bonus courier or the F2P version, which is before the tutorial mission starts, or you can go for the light cone that if you have, well, then you're unlucky like me, you can also go with that, being the replacement of Sparkle here in this team. And Civil Wolf getting buffed in the next patch will make this team most likely the new best team for Acheron. But can Cipher really be paired with any other team that is not Acheron? Now remember I told you that Cipher deals a lot in personal damage, not only in debuffing, which means that she can be a sub DPS, right? She can be a sub DPS because she triggers follow-up attack. That means what? That means she can be put in your follow-up attack team. For example, here in the facial team here, I can basically change March for Cipher, that also works, or I can change the Sparkle to Cipher for a full follow-up attack team, since facial stacks up on follow-up attacks as well, so that also works if you want to put Cipher in a follow-up attack team. I still think Cipher is the best put with the Acheron team, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of gameplay in the background. Sorry I cannot do a lot of testing on MOC and Pure Fiction due to the restrictions of borrowing someone else's unit. In Honkai style, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please do so in the description, in the comment section. I'll reply as fast as possible. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good day everyone. Sorry if this video is late, and yeah, bye. This is the one. I'm out. Peace.